John Force.
They asked me today if I was passing the torch.
14-time funny car champion.
I told them hell no.
Winless for nearly 2 years until last weekend. Force came out firing in Pomona just like he promised. And after qualifying third, Force looked as sharp as ever on the way to career win 127.
Yeah. This ain't just about winning a race. It's about coming back from the dead, and I'm alive again.
Can Force make another title run?
My wife said this morning, Valentine's Day, get out there and win that for me, Lori. I got it for you, baby. Well, I got it.
And John Force is alive and doing well with us this Sunday morning live on NHRA Race Day. The now 127-time national event winner. How about win 127? That one was a long overdue.
Yes, it was, and thank God. Got back in the hunt, got a great bunch of guys, you know, mixed the cards around, Austin Coyle, Bernie Federle, Mike Neff, but Jimmy Prock, John Medlin, Guido. That brain trust is what put us back together, and we'll just see where it goes from here.
Well, and it was a dominant weekend in Pomona last week. That race car was not only on track, but so were you. I mean, great reaction times. First off the line on all four opponents. Look at that average reaction time, 0.76. And I watched you. I mean, you rolled her in a little bit, but you weren't going in real deep, so those were some good numbers.
Yeah, in the semis, Mike Neff, I was locked in the seat belts with Beckman, and Neff stuck his head in the window and said, Forrest, I know how you drive. He's raced me, but he said, we need lane choice, so put her in shallow, so I did.
John, a lot has happened since your last win. Your daughter has become a perennial funny car contender now every year. Robert Height got a championship. Were you ever concerned that you were actually kind of losing your grip, I guess, on this class?
And I worry this morning if I'm losing the grip. I just want to stay in the business. Robert Height with Auto Club, you know, driving those Ford Mustangs, has done a great job and deserves that championship title. Ashley, like I told her, baby, you got to win it. You got to do it. You got to be hungry. But she's got a good team over there. And, you know, it's a long old season to the countdown. So we don't want to get stupid here. We just want to stay focused, see if we can get back in the game.
You got to love it when your family's around. We got a very special guest out here in the crowd somewhere. There's your daughter, Courtney Force.
Where's my baby?
I love Courtney. And we know she's got some big plans.
Well, and I got a two-part question for you involving Courtney. I mean, obviously, what are her plans? And, you know, and my dad told me that his dad didn't buy him no race car, so he wasn't going to buy me one either. So tell me what you're going to do with Courtney, and will you adopt me and get me a ride?
Well, first of all, I know your dad. I know your dad very well, and he's a lot smarter than me. But I am going to buy Courtney a race car, because race cars are all that I know. And my baby comes over here this morning. She's out here with our new trailer. You've seen it. Win, win, win. Brand source, washers and dryers. You know the drill.
Oh, yeah.
You better be looking. Ashley's cat may be going around in that dryer.
But the top alcohol dragster right now.
Joke. That was a joke.
The top alcohol dragster right now. Any bigger aspirations this year?
No, right now, Brittany and Courtney, they were 1 and 2 qualifier at Pomona, and they got beat, but they're just learning the trade. They're both going to school. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
To college, and only time will tell.
Is her career path Top Fuel?
Where do you go beyond Top Fuel? What'd you say?
Is her career path moving into a Top Fuel?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that's got to be their choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got great kids, you know, and I want to apologize to the fans. I know you all saw me on TV when I won yelling, I look like Rocky Balboa, Adrian, to my wife.
Great moment. It's a great moment.
I'm sorry, but the woman deserved it. All these years putting up with me and standing in the gym watching me being pathetic. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, what am I going to say?
Good stuff, good stuff. Ron Capps, one of the guys pretty impressed with your win right now. He's standing by with our own Gary Gerald.
Warm-up activity getting underway, so we'll talk loudly here and hope that Ron can hear us all right. We saw him in the finals, of course, against John Force last weekend in the Winter Nationals. Last year, red-hot start to the season. Won 3 of the first 5 events. Second half of the season, a big challenge for this team. Consequently, any difference in the approach this year?
No, and, you know, we could be right in the middle of where we were last year and probably do the same thing. We figured we were so good at the beginning of the year that had we stayed status quo, the teams would have caught us by the end of the year. And you can't do that. You got to find a way to get better at the end of the year, especially with the countdown. And Napa guys, Ace, did a great job. We're fighting a problem this weekend, but things don't always go easy in every camp here, and a lot of fans don't know we got a fuel system gremlin, and one good thing about driving for Ed McCulloch is I show up Sunday morning, he will have this Napa car ready to go.
And he was out here a short time ago, and he was already working his magic on the black box here on this funny car. He'll be against Gary Densham, round number 1, Dave.
Always a class act. Cap said your win, John, sets the world right. And you brought up Lori. For more on a question about Lori, let's check in with Bill Moquin from Apache Junction. He's got a fan question for you about that big win. Fire away.
Hey, John, after your big win last week, how was your wife Lori's Valentine's Day?
How was that Valentine's Day?
It was great, but I'm still on the couch. Hey, did anybody notice? You see Ron Capps there? Is he good looking or what? But did you hear him sing? I sat for an hour and I thought, God, can this kid sing? And Courtney Dad said, cut.
No, finish your thought. I love it.
I heard him say, go on to break.
Don't listen to the producer. We don't listen to him.
We'll finish that story. We'll have a whole lot more with John Force when we come back. We're live in Phoenix. And John, Fram email report time. The question for John Force. John, where did that win at the 50th anniversary Winter Nationals rank all time with you?
Well, first of all, it ranks right up there in the top because if you haven't noticed, I wasn't exactly in the running. This is my 25th anniversary year with Castro GTX. And they wanted to win, and they deserved it. But who deserved it most was the fans, and I got it for y'all.
Good stuff. All right, Stan Man, we know you got more on John Force.
Drivers who have won at 60 years old. Let's talk about that. Eddie Hill in Top Fuel, John Force in Funny Car. Warren Johnson has done it in Pro Stock 6 times, none in the motorcycle class. But here's the stat. John has won in his 50s 52 times. That's the same amount of wins Joe Amato had in his entire Top Fuel career.
And I know we want to remind Paul Page, you are 60 years old, correct?
That's right. Going on 100. I just want to say I want to take a minute. I want to thank not just the sponsors for all the support, my wife, my kids, but I want to thank all of you. Thank you.
God, at this point of the show, I normally turn to him for a final thought. You got one quick final thought for us for today in Phoenix?
That was my final thought. What I'm saying is we're going to go out there today. We're going to give the fans what they buy a ticket for in this economy, and that's a great drag race. That's what we're going to do, right?